This is the most expensive outdoor smart plug that you can buy. Now, it does things like turn on and off lights that you have outside, but it can do some other things that other smart plugs can't. Let's start by taking a look at what's inside the box. So here we have the Caseta Wireless Outdoor Plug. Thank you to Lutron for providing this for today's featured video. So inside the box, we start off with some instructions. First, let's take a look at some of the specifications. So this is 120 volts of power, and it has a load up to 15 amps for lighting and transformers, or a 1/2 horsepower motor, which is pretty cool. And then for the range, this will work up to 60 feet in line of sight of the hub or 30 feet through walls. So we'll test out some of that. So we'll go over what's else you can do with this in just a minute, but let's look at the product itself. All right, so here we have the plug. It's pretty beefy. Now, one interesting thing is that the production of this has a solid core, so there's no way that water could get inside and damage anything. Now, one thing that's different than any other outdoor smart plug that I've used is this only has one plug, but I think it is still going to be a very useful product to have in the home. And I also like how it has these ways in which you can mount this to your wall. Now, it also recommends that you have the plug here about 3 inches above the ground so that no water or anything could get inside. And so here you can see right there, it says that this is IP65 water resistant, so dust protected and protected against water as well. And operating temperatures are -20 to 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that means in Fahrenheit, but it's a good range. Now let's talk about the ways in which you can use this. So first, if you just want to buy this and come out and push the button to turn it on and push the button again to turn it off, you can do that. Now the next way to do it would be to get a Pico Remote. So you can pair this on and off Pico Remote so that you can actually control this over RF signal without having to come out and turn it on and off with the button. So you can actually pair 10 different Pico Remotes to one of these so that then you could instantly control them. So I'm going to set it up that way first. But the main way in which I'm going to be using this is I'm going to pair this directly to my Caseta Wireless hub, and then that will unlock the option to control this from my phone, from the different voice assistants. You can use Google Assistant, Amazon Assistant, or Apple HomeKit, and then you can also use Pico Remotes. That way you can set schedules and routines and all kinds of different cool things. So it's nice that you do have all of those options. So let's go ahead, plug it in, and first set it up with the Pico Remote. And there, once we have it plugged in, we can push the button. It turns green, showing that we press the button, and then the lights are turning on and off here on the porch. Next, let's open our on-off Pico Remote. Now this is the on-off Pico Remote. You can use the dimming Pico Remote, but it doesn't do any dimming. The dimming buttons don't do anything, just the on-off will function, as well as the favorite. You can set a favorite on and off position. So to pair this directly with the outdoor outlet, all I need to do is hold down on the power button for 6 seconds. And there you can see the button is flashing. And then on the Pico Remote, I'm going to hold down for 6 seconds as well on the off button. And there you can see it is flashing, and they are now linking together. So now if I push the off button, that is turning my lights off, and on is turning them on. Nothing happens on the plug, you just hear a click indicating it happened. So now that it is paired, I can simply turn them off and turn them on, all from the Pico Remote. So you can do this without purchasing the Caseta Wireless hub. Maybe you only want to have a light switch outdoor and then you turn it on and off with the Pico Remote. You are able to do that with this outdoor plug, which is actually pretty convenient. Then you don't have to go out in the cold or whatever. Now, one thing I really like about these Pico Remotes is you can get this wall plate bracket that you can mount it right next to a light switch, so it acts just like a normal light switch. So you can then turn them on and off, and the battery in these things last up to 10 years. So it's gonna last a long time. You don't have to go outside and keep turning the lights on and off. You can do that right from the remote. Now, if you did want to add more Pico Remotes, you would just do the same thing to pair another remote. So you hold down on the outdoor plug for 6 seconds, hold down on the off button on the next Pico, and then they will automatically pair again. So you can use multiple remotes to control the outdoor plug. But now I want to add this to my smart home. So I already do have a Caseta Wireless hub set up in my home. I'm now going to go into the Lutron app, and this is available on Android and iOS devices. I'm going to select settings and then add a device. And then we're going to select the outdoor smart plug. And here it says press and hold the button for 10 seconds until it is blinking rapidly. And there on the app, it registered that we are adding a device. So we are going to add this on the exterior. And now we are going to choose deck lights. That's exactly what I'm using these for. And there it turned the lights on and off 3 times. And now it has been registered. So now we're actually going to add the Pico Remote. So I'm going to select add another device, Pico, and I'm going to hold down for 6 seconds again. And actually, because I already paired the Pico Remote, it already was registered. So I'm going to go here and we're going to edit this and add it to the exterior. So it's set to control the lights, but I want to put it in the correct room. So here in the app, I have the option to tap on the deck lights and then turn them on and off just like that. And then here we have the option to control it from the Pico Remote. So now is what you can do is you can add it to all your different scenes. So if you have a morning scene or a bedtime scene, so let's say at bedtime, I want to add it so it's then going to turn off the deck lights. So I can then select that I want them off, select save, and now whenever I choose that bedtime scene, it's then going to turn them off. And then let's say I just want them scheduled where they're automatically going to turn on in the evening. I have the option to do that. So now let's create a schedule where it will automatically turn on these lights each evening. So under schedules, I'm going to select add schedule, and then I'm going to call this deck lights on, and I'm going to choose every day of the week. And then you can do a time of day, or I can do sunrise or sunset. So let's go ahead and choose sunset. And now you can choose how much before sunset they can turn on. So you have a lot of options there. Let's just go ahead and choose 15 minutes. And then I select save. And then I'm gonna choose what lights I want. And I want the deck lights to turn on and select done. And I have created a schedule. Now I'm going to create another schedule where it's automatically going to turn off those lights at a specific time. And we're gonna do every day of the week. And I'm gonna choose a specific time. So let's say we want them off by 9:30. Again, choose the lights, choose that I want them off, and done. So just like that, it has now been set up. The lights are automatically going to turn on. Actually, it's sunset right now and the lights just barely turned on. So that's pretty awesome that it is able to do that automatically without me having to do anything. Now, this will work without my internet as well. It's already been programmed now on the device and the hub, so it will keep working if the internet goes out, which is kind of cool. And one more cool thing about this device is it does have a memory on power state. So if the power goes out and the power comes back on, it's going to turn it on or off based on what it was previously. So if the lights were off and the power goes out, when the power comes back on, they're gonna stay off. If it was on when the power went out, power comes back on, it's gonna stay on. Now I prefer to use my different voice assistants to control the outdoor plug. So I'll leave a link at the end where you can learn how to get these all set up. So here I created a room called deck, and I can simply turn on and off the lights there, or by voice. Hey Google, turn on the deck lights.
Got it. Turning on exterior deck lights.
And here with the Amazon Assistant, I have the same thing. So here I can turn the lights on and off. And here on an iPad, I have the option to control the device through Apple HomeKit because I have the hub. And as of right now, I am not seeing the outdoor plug show up in SmartThings. If I see that change, I'll leave it in the pinned comment down below. Not only will this work great out on the deck, but this will also work great to turn on your Christmas lights in May. Having this would be super helpful to turn on any water fountains that you have in your yard. And last, let's do a distance test. So I have a really long extension cord plugged in. I'm behind my shed and my fence, and then on the house, there's about 2 walls between the Lutron bridge. So let's go ahead and see if I'm all the way over here, if I can still turn it on and off. And just like that, no issues turning it on and off, and the response time is very quick. All right, and for comparison here, I have the TP-Link outdoor plug. It's got 2 outlets, and then you can simply turn it on and off right here. And then here is the Caseta Wireless outdoor plug, a little bit bigger, and it only has the 1 outlet. Now I really like how this can be controlled by anyone so that they don't need to know the command to turn it on and off. They can just simply go and push the button to turn it off. Hey, turn it on. Google, turn on the light. Oh, actually worked. Cool. After using the Caseta Wireless Outdoor Smart Plug for a while, I am very impressed with what it can do. I like that it has the ability to work with the main different assistants. I really like the ability to add that Pico Remote, and I also like how they can be paired without having a Wi-Fi or anything like that. So if you just want to buy the plug and a Pico Remote, you can use them together, which is really unique to Lutron. You can't do that with any other product without getting the separate hub. But if you do have the Caseta Wireless hub, it enhances the system so much more to be able to add all the routines and the voice integration and everything. So now let's talk about price. So if other smart outlets that are outdoor cost $1 and they come with 2 outlets, the Caseta Wireless Outdoor Plug costs $3 and it only comes with 1 outlet. Now, is the 1 outlet a huge issue? I don't think so. You could get a splitter and add it to it depending on what you're plugging, and it really wouldn't be an issue. But if you are going to add a few of these around your yard to turn on a bunch of different lightings, a water feature or something like that, it would add up. But I would say if you are already invested in the Caseta wireless system, it's definitely worth going with this because you have the full integration with all of your other devices. So yes, I can recommend this product. It's really going to need a year of testing in the winter here. We actually had a pretty weak winter here, but I think over time it's going to last a very long time. I've had some of my other outdoor smart outlets that just didn't work very well, or I had some issues every once in a while, but this I think is going to be that really high build quality, so it's going to last for a very long time. I do wish the price was a little bit less so that you could afford a few of them to have working around your yard. So if you want to see more about the Caseta wireless system and why this system is so cool in your home and how they can all work together, make sure you check out the video right here because I remodeled my parents' home and it's awesome being able to control all of the lights with that system. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on that next video.